different opinions. And it is the president and the president alone who always has to make the final call. We also need someone who is steady and measured. Because when making life or death, war or peace decisions, a president just can't pop off or lash out irrationally. No, we need an adult in the White House. I guarantee you. And finally, we need someone who is compassionate. Someone who will be a role model for our kids. Someone who is not just in this for themselves, but for the good of this entire country. The presidency doesn't change who you are, it reveals who you are. And the same is true of a presidential campaign. U.S. presidential campaigns are very long. Nearly 2.5 years or half of one presidential term. Just think about that. So if a candidate is erratic and threatening, if a candidate traffics in prejudice, fears, and lies on the campaign trail, if a candidate thinks that not paying taxes makes you smart, or that it's good business when people lose their homes, if a candidate regularly and flippantly makes cruel and insulting comments about women to elect Hillary's opponent, and the stakes are far too high to take that chance. And everyone you know registered to vote today. And we have volunteers here who will help you. When this is all over, if you're feeling fired up, and even if you're not, go find them and get registered before you leave. And then we need you to roll up your sleeves, because voting is just part of it. We need you to make calls, knock on doors, get folks out to vote on election day. Again, you can sign up with one of the Hillary campaign folks who are here today. I want to see the numbers here go up when I leave. And as you start working your hearts out for Hillary, if you start to feel tired or discouraged by all the negativity in this election, if you just want to hide under the bed and come out when it's all over, I just want you to remember what's at stake, particularly for our young people. Because the choice you make on November 8th will determine whether you can afford your college tuition. It will determine whether you can keep your health care when you graduate. On November 8th, you all will decide whether we have a president who believes in science and will combat climate change or not. A president who will honor our proud history as a nation of immigrants or not. A president who thinks that women deserve the right to make our own choices about our health or not. Americans are fundamentally decent, good people, and we all truly want the same things. Time and again, Barack and I have met people who disagree with just about everything we have ever said, but who welcome us into their communities. Folks who are open-hearted and willing to listen respectfully. And while we might not change each other's minds, we always walk away reminded that we're not all that different. See, millions of folks in this country are working long hours to send their kids to college, just like my mom and dad did for me. They're helping to raise their grandkids, just like Barack's grandparents did for him. They're teaching their kids the exact same values that Barack and I are trying to teach our girls. That you work hard for what you want in life. That you don't take shortcuts. That you treat people with respect even if they don't look or think like you. That when someone is struggling, you don't turn away from them. You certainly don't take advantage